Stereo sound. How is that even possible on a vinyl record? In this video, we will break down the history, the people behind it, and how one groove holds two channels of sound. But what does stereo really mean? It all goes back to 1931 when Alan Blumlein and EMI filed UK Patent 394325 and figured out how to carve space into sound. Blumlein's patent is a landmark work on stereophonic sound titled Improvements in and Relating to Sound Transmission, Sound Recording, and Sound Reproducing Systems. It introduced a groundbreaking way to record directional sound on a disc, a method still used today. Many credit Blumlein as the man who invented stereo, but that's not entirely accurate. Stereophonic sound could be explored as early as 1881 thanks to Clément Ader's Théâtre in Paris. The story goes that the stereophonic effect was found by accident. However, from 1877 at Cambridge University, Lord Rayleigh's research, published in his books The Theory of Sound, laid a foundation for later developments, particularly his work from 1907 on binaural hearing, which continues to be highly relevant today. Over the following decades, pioneers such as Harvey Fletcher and Arthur C. Keller, both working at Bell Laboratories in New York City under AT&T, expanded on these concepts. They developed early stereo and multi-channel sound systems. The AT&T network also hosted Western Electric, where John C. Harrison and Harold Maxfield made significant contributions to the new electrical recording processes. London's EMI with Alan Blumlein collaborated with Western Electric and implemented these new methods in the recording industry. More than 50 years after the Théâtre, Blumlein's paper outlined key innovations, including the matrix processing of stereo signals known as Blumlein shuffling, the Blumlein stereo microphone, and the 4545 mechanical recording system. He built experimental equipment for capturing directional sound, but it was not until the 1950s, after the patent expired, that his inventions went mainstream, with the 4545 system becoming the standard for stereo records until today. So, how does it work? Blumlein's system used two loudspeakers to create a realistic soundstage, laying the foundation for modern stereo audio. This marked a major shift from monophonic playback, where everything sounded like it came from a single point. With stereo, sound became spatial and lifelike, closer to how we actually hear the world. A key part of Blumlein's system was mid-side MS processing. Instead of handling just left and right channels, he separated the audio into a mid, sum of left and right, and a side difference between them. He converted low-frequency phase differences, hard to localize with speakers, into amplitude differences at speakers themselves. This made directionality more perceptible in real rooms. With headphones, each ear hears only one channel, so interaural phase cues work well for low-frequency localization. But with speakers, both ears hear a mix of both channels, and those phase cues often cancel out. That's where Blumlein's approach, controlling intensity at the source, shines. His innovations still underpin how we hear spatial detail in everything from vinyl records to modern immersive audio formats. When it comes to storing the two audio channels on a physical medium like vinyl, Blumlein came up with a clever mechanical solution. Instead of using separate grooves for each audio channel, Blumlein designed a single V-shaped groove where both the left and right audio channels were recorded at a 45-degree angle. The left channel on the groove wall facing the record center and the right channel facing outward. A stereo stylus can track both walls at the same time, the full stereo signal. Blumlein's invention allows both mono and stereo recordings to be captured in a single groove. In a mono recording where both channels contain the same signal, the coils move in opposite directions, creating a push-pull motion that causes the stylus to move purely side to side laterally. In a stereo recording where both channels contain different signals, the left and right coils act independently, causing the stylus to also move up and down. This vertical movement of the stylus shows the side channel the difference between left and right, while the lateral movement shows the mid channel, the sum of left and right. A vinyl record is not just a random collection of lines, it's a carefully designed spiral. To ensure the cutting stylus always finds untouched space for its groove, the cutter head moves towards the center of the record. This is managed by the pitch system, which guarantees that the stylus does not overcut previously engraved grooves. The space needed depends on the lateral and vertical movement of the cutting stylus. As this is purely analog audio technology, the stylus motion is an analog of the sound. The music shapes the groove. The movement of the pitch system is engineered to be outside the audible range and does not contribute to the audio signal. However, the groove we see under the microscope is shaped by both the movement of the cutting system and the pitch system together. We will explore how to keep these movements separate and the impact of the pitch system on the sound of a record in a separate video. That's all for now. Thank you and goodbye.